Hello, my name is Pavel Samsonov, and I would like to inform you about my uh, little study on the student assessment of various aspects of instructional video. I teach educational technology, and part of my course is making instructional videos. The purpose was to get as much data as possible from my students in order to improve the quality of our little videos that my students as future teachers create during our studies. The questions were posted on Qualtrics. There were 70 participants. We collected some numerical data and some qualitative data through open-ended questions. Well, number one question was overall about how many instructional videos, including those from the courses you have taken, have you watched? The majority of the respondents reported that they had seen between 150 videos. This was quite a number, and I think it's very important to know that the students have enough experience to come up with certain judgments about the quality of instructional videos. Another question was, what do you think is the optimal length of an instructional video? The question has been discussed previously in the literature, so I asked my students about that. Interestingly enough, 5 and 10 minutes as the length of an instructional video came up as the most popular response. So 5 to 10 minutes is what the students believe is the optimal length. The average length of the videos watched by the participants was about 8 minutes, if you calculate it, and the recommended length by literature ranges from 4 minutes to 5 minutes and to 10 minutes. Some studies suggest that the effectiveness of instructional video is counter-proportional to its length. The shorter the better. It's interesting that not all the students shared this idea, but most of them did. Students prefer the smaller chunk-style lectures. Chunking, which is also called fragmenting, is recommended. The length of a chunk depends on the content. For example, instructional videos on math may need some time for the students to pause and to write along the worked examples. One of the very important issues that came up when creating instructional videos was how much narration there should be per text. The respondents suggested, well, the majority of the respondents suggested that the best ratio of text versus narration is 1 to 2. Another question was, do you feel that the screen should contain the entire text of the lecture or just the support information with the narrator reading the entire text? The responses were equally divided, almost equally divided between the entire text and only support information. That is very interesting, and I think it depends on the viewing style of the students. It brings us to the issue of lecture-based entire text versus enhanced videos. In the enhanced videos, there are only facts, figures, and complete sentences on the screen, while a lot of information, most of the information, is narrated. The enhanced video provides information to the students with additional explanation and referencing. In the enhanced video, the instructor provides narrative, descriptions, discussion points, additional information as voiceover to a PowerPoint presentation. To the question, what is the role of imagery? How important is it to provide supporting images in the video? The overwhelming response was extremely important. The majority of the overwhelming majority of the students responded that imagery was extremely important in a video. In addition to the numerical data, we collected some responses to the open-ended questions. And the questions are, what are the advantages, disadvantages of instructional video as a tool? And the other question was, what is your idea of a perfect instructional video? We collected all these answers, and based on the multiple responses, which are not provided in this video, we came to certain conclusions. I skip through the actual responses of the students. Instead, I provide the summation and conclusions based on those responses. The responses themselves can be found in the proceedings of this presentation. So, conclusions. Instructional video it's a specific learning environment. It has its advantages and disadvantages, of course. Advantages. The students believe that an instructional video is an interactive, concise tool and is preferred by the Z generation that has been using TikTok and Instagram and other social media, where there are a lot of short videos posted in great amounts. Disadvantage. One of the disadvantages is too much time and effort to create the videos, especially when you're a teacher and you are overwhelmed with your paperwork. It can be a little bit too challenging to invest time and effort to create a good video. However, I'm sure that most of my students will do that. Respondents also suggested viewing styles rather than learning styles. Viewing style, the term viewing style is becoming quite popular as in contrast to learning style. Learning style and viewing styles are different things, and the most important thing that we can say about the viewing style here is that it is the ability to adapt to the content and form, and chunking here becomes very important. Students opt for shorter videos with the length not exceeding 5 minutes. The videos that cover complex topics and thus require greater length should be chunked, segmented, fragmented into smaller, manageable parts. The use of talking heads, professors and instructors placing their images on the parts of the video are not popular among students. Literature says that they could only be used in introduction and conclusion. Most of my students said that the use of talking head is unnecessary and it only distracts from the idea of the video. When talking about the ideal instructional video, most students agreed that video recorded lectures and narrated PowerPoint-based notes are less effective than short videos and less popular among students.